नमस्कार. जय श्री कृष्ण. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्त वृंदा. Illuminating text 20 and text 21 of chapter 3 talks between Lord Shiva and Sati of fourth canto, the creation of the fourth order of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 20. व्यक्तम त्वमुत कृष्टगतेह प्रजापतेह प्रियात्मजानांसि सुभ्रूमे मता तथापि मानं न पितुः प्रपत्स्यसे मदाश्रयात् कः परितप्यते यतः. My dear white complexioned wife, it is clear that of the many daughters of Daksh you are pet. Yet you will not be honored at his house because of your being my wife. Rather, you will be sorry that you are connected with me. Lord Shiva put forward the argument that even if Sati proposed to go alone without her husband, still she would not be received well because she was his wife. There was every chance of a catastrophe even if she wanted to go alone. Therefore, Lord Shiva requested her indirectly not to go to her father's house. Text 21. पापच्यमानेन हृदा तुरेन्द्रियः समृद्धिभिः पुरुष बुद्धि साक्षिणाम अकल्प एषां धीरोढु मंजसा परम पदम द्वेष्टि यथासुरा हरिम. One who is conducted by false ego and thus always distressed both mentally and sensually cannot tolerate the opulence of self-realized persons. Being unable to rise to the standard of self-realization, he envies such persons as much as demons envy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The real reason for the enmity between Lord Shiva and Daksh is explained here. Daksh was envious of Lord Shiva because of Shiva's high position as an incarnation of a quality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and because she was directly in contact with the Super Soul and was therefore honored and given a better sitting place than he. There were many other reasons also. Daksh, being materially puffed up, could not tolerate the high position of Lord Shiva. So his anger at Lord Shiva's not standing up in his presence was only the final manifestation of his envy. Lord Shiva is always in meditation and always perceives the super soul as expressed here by the words Purusha Buddhi Sakshinam. The position of one whose intelligence is always absorbed in meditation upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very great and cannot be imitated by anyone, especially an ordinary person. When Daksh entered the arena of Yajna, Lord Shiva was in meditation and might not have seen Daksh enter. But Daksh took the opportunity to curse him because Daksh had maintained an envious attitude towards Lord Shiva for a long time. Those who are actually self-realized persons see every individual body as a temple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Paramatma feature is residing in everyone's body. When one offers respect to the body, it is not to the material body, but to the presence of the Supreme Lord. Thus, one who is always in meditation upon the Supreme Lord is always offering him obeisances. But since Daksh was not very elevated, he thought that obeisances were offered to the material body, and because Lord Shiva did not offer respect to his material body, Daksh became envious. Such persons, being unable to rise to the standard of self-realized souls like Lord Shiva, are always envious. The example given here is very suitable. Asuras, demons or atheists are always envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They simply want to kill him. Even in this age, we find some so-called scholars commenting on Bhagavad Gita who are envious of Krishna. When Krishna says, Mana Mana Bhava Mada Bhaktaha, Bhagavad Gita 18.65, always think of me, become my devotee and surrender unto me. The so-called scholars comment that it is not to Krishna that we have to surrender, that is envy. The asuras or atheists, the demons, without reason or cause, are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, instead of offering respect to self-realized persons, foolish men who cannot approach the highest standard of self-realization are always envious, although there is no reason. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.